hello, and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, everyone. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to be on tonight. This is a great night tonight. We have a fabulous show ahead. We have some great topics. Tonight, we will be dealing with relationship matters, part two. We will be wilding all the way out. So, are you guys ready to get started?
If we wilding now, we better sound better than that.
We have our special co-host tonight. Some of you guys may have seen him before, and some of you may have not, but he is something to see. As well as here we have Mr. Shafai. He's known as Shahid Williams. He is a social media guru. Welcome tonight, Shahid. How are you?
Thank you. I am great. And actually, we just found out in New York. Based in New York, that starting next week, everything is going to start going back to normal. The clubs are going to start closing at 4. The bars, the restaurants. Wow. We was pretty behind in regards to like Atlanta and other places. Mm-hmm. So that's the side of news. Not that I'm gonna go out and stay to 4 a.m. in the morning, but it's kind of cool that we're going back to normal.
Awesome, excellent. Oh my God, I cannot believe they're gonna go back to staying open. Even though we're not COVID clear, they're still gonna stay open till 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, they said starting next week. Yes.
So how do you feel about that?
Well, you're probably that's time for me to go back to New York.
No, absolutely not.
Lord.
Well, we have been hearing a lot about, the numbers are going down. So that's great. That's great. We hope that it will continue, and we hope that we will get back to normalcy as soon as possible. Woo!
Yes.
So we have a good show tonight. I just want to let everyone know, all of the Heart, Mind, and Voice fans out there, the HMV fans, to please like, share, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, certainly like and share. We do have prize giveaway tonight, so stay tuned because we have a special prize for some lucky person. So definitely watch it till the end and see who that lucky winner might be. Now let's get to the show, ladies and gents. We're going to start off with our hot topic tonight. And are y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, so should we play the video first, or should we introduce it first?
Play first.
Let's play the video.
Yeah.
Take a look at this. We can't hear the sound, but you could definitely see, and I'm sure many of you have seen the video probably this week or last week or whenever it came out. But we want to talk about teacher gone mad. So this can be a very controversial topic, for so many people, because we are dealing with some very challenging students, children, as well as teachers that are fed up in our schools, especially even more so now. My take on that, of course, seeing that video with the teacher gone wild, absolutely uncalled for. Uncalled for. I totally 100% disagree with her hitting or responding to a child that way. I did respond to that, and I said that, and that's the video is courtesy of CNN or KDFM. So just know that that video is courtesy of the news channel. But just to see that video and to know that someone would feel comfortable, a teacher would feel comfortable with, reacting to a child that in that particular manner is very alarming. And I say that it's not alarming that the kid will act like that, because kids been acting like that since the beginning of time. And we know, and even more so now, the kids aren't as structured away from home as well as in home, for even act up to cause the teacher to get so frustrated. So we know, as just simply an adult, that the kids nowadays, and not all, but there are many of them that are very challenging and aren't as respectful They do not say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I know that's a Southern thing, but it's a matter of respect across the board, regardless if it's Southern, North, East, West. So the thing is, you want to look for solutions and how to deal with a situation like that. And I've always said, because you see crazy behavior like that at the fast food joints, in the DMV, any state office or whatever, customer service is out the door. But then you can go somewhere. You can go to a place like Chick-fil-A or call T-Mobile. The best customer service, and I put them out there because they don't get a lot of acknowledgement as far as their customer service. But HMB fans, just so you know, the best customer service that exists today. And I know they're not getting paid six figures, some of those people. I know. Look up a Chick-fil-A chicken flipper or T-Mobile customer service.
Chick-fil-A is not in New York.
We do have a Chick-fil-A in New York, actually.
Six figures.
No.
Yes,
Where?
we do, in Long Island.
No, I don't believe it.
We have a Chick-fil-A in Long Island, yes.
I haven't been to New York in 4 years. It just transformed completely.
I mean, I don't know what the big deal about Chick-fil-A. Is it?
I agree. I agree.
They are just, some people are just favored. And let's just say that business is favored. I personally, I like their food. I love their chicken and their, little waffle fries or whatever. They're good, and they're good on health. They really try to focus on health. So it's not as the others, and I'm not going to call the other ones because they're good too. They don't have really, really bad customer service, but we do know the customer service that stand out is Chick-fil-A and T-Mobile. If I got to call, like right off my, memory. But you guys tell me what's your thoughts. Me, like I said, absolutely uncalled for. Get you another job, get you another career. The government, a lot of schools, we have seen this on TV, on social media. So many schools, kids could not go back because the schools needed the funding to take care of the schools. I mean, the kids and the teachers, as far as the protective gear, all of the stuff they needed, the shields, the glasses, the protective face shields, the masks, the hand sanitizer costs a lot of money because they need bulk. So that costs a lot. And so they had to wait on the funding for that. So if they're slow about that, and the years they've been fighting about increasing salaries, yes, there's a lot of frustration there, but there's solutions for you as well. So you got to Bill. What is your unbiased opinion?
Now, Happy Bill, like her and I got into a heated discussion earlier about this, and
I still stand for that.
She gonna tell me she was like, I don't even want to hear it no more, but we still kept going at it. Because one thing I said, we have some bad children.
We do.
And I don't agree as far as her hitting him the way she did, but I listened to a further report. A student that was in the class, he said that he regret getting her fired because he said no one saw. Now, I don't condone this at all. Like, she had every right to get arrested because she should not, or anyone should not hit a child that way. But he said no one knew what was going on before that actually happened. He just saw like a few seconds. And he said they were throwing things at her. They were cursing her out. And it's been going on for months. So, or for days or weeks or whatever. And I guess that day she got fed up and she just lost it. Now, I don't condone that at all. But I was saying to Happy Bill is that it has to be some type of solution in the system when it comes to matters like that. Because back in the days, they used to whip kids' ass. And and I don't condone it again, because if somebody hit my child like that, I'm going off. So, but I do look at what was her reasoning behind that. Like it had been building up over time. What was her reasoning for going in the way she did?
Mm-hmm. Have at it, Series K.
Well, well, she definitely shouldn't have handled it in my opinion, in the way that she did. If the kids had been terrorizing her before all this, she should have taken care of that. Then, she should have went to the administrator or put them out of her class or whatever she needed to do. Because you never let yourself go that far to where you're gonna beat somebody. You don't see red. Okay. I
Right.
remember we were little, my mom, when we used to do stuff, my mom used to always say, I'm not gonna get you right now because I might hurt you.
Uh-huh.
And I found myself saying that to my kids. So I would wait till I calm down and cool down, and then I
Right.
would handle it properly, because I probably would ball my fist or do something. And the way that woman was hitting him upside his head, she could have caused some type of head trauma or anything. And then there you go, you got
Yes.
another charge on top of
Yes.
that. I do understand these unruly kids. I really do. I used to say back in the day, I don't know if I could be a school teacher because I don't know. But now that I'm a little bit older, I have a little bit more patience. Uh,
I don't.
I'll just say,
I do
I'll
not.
just say again, she should have handled that differently. If these kids were doing all that, you should have went to an administrator, guidance counselor, somebody, and had a conversation to figure out what to
Right.
do with those unruly kids, because they do disturb the other students that are trying to learn. So those are my thoughts on that.
Shafine, what do you think?
Well, I agree with you, ladies. It's completely unacceptable. With a job like teaching, it's similar to like a police officer. You have to control yourself at all means. And I do know it's a stressful job. I wasn't a bad kid, but I went to school with bad kids, and I felt bad for the teacher, especially substitute teachers. So I definitely know what they deal with. I actually got hit by a teacher before when I was in school. I fought a lot in school, and I actually got hit. My teacher punched me in my stomach in the closet.
What?
Yes, my
And what
third grade teacher.
happened?
She told me in the
Which
closet. She punched me in my stomach. But
Wow.
this is no longer the '90s. It's social media. People got phones.
Right.
You definitely have to be careful. So she definitely deserved to lose her job. And it's hard because she probably is a good teacher, a great teacher. Other than that circumstance, but she definitely lost her cool, and she definitely had to, face the consequences of that.
Absolutely.
You know what, Shafine? I remember when you said that. And by the way, Nicole Green said she would cool off in jail.
That's right.
Yes, she would definitely have to cool off in jail. But I remember when and I had Karina, hi Rena. We were in I think it was kindergarten or first grade. And I remember the teacher twisted my ear. And you know how my mother is. My
Yes,
mother came, they had to call the cops on my mother. She came into the school and tore up the
I
school.
remember.
That would have been me.
I mean, she
That would
tore
have
up
been
the principal office, the administration office. They had to ban her from coming back
I
to the
remember,
school.
honey.
So, and and I was acting up. I was like, I was like just saying certain words and just wasn't listening, just being stupid. And she came and she twisted my ear and sent me out the room, and I remember I had to sit in the principal office, and they called my mom, and she came up to me. They called my grandmother, but my grandmother sent my mom. I don't know why she did that, because she know how my mother is. And my mother came up to the school and she caused havoc. You hear me? The whole school was tore up.
Ooh,
Oh my God, that would have been me. That would have been me. Oh my God. That's why it's important to if some things are just not meant, not in your calling, your journey of work, just not in your spec of making money. You cannot control yourself. You really need to search out and figure out what it is that you're put on earth to do. Because what if that mother had reacted a certain way?
yes,
Some of those old school moms, or some of the new moms, a little roundabout as well.
yes,
I can't say what I would have done in that situation, but what I can say, and I know for sure, is that it probably wouldn't have been a nice thing. So, because most mothers, every mother I know, they are alignments when it comes to their children. So there's a way to handle things. So yes,
definitely.
as Queen A said, there's solutions that need to be put in place,
Mhm.
as far as in the school system across the board when it comes, because the kids that was my first thing that I said in the response. These kids are bad as hell. Many of them bad. And a lot of parents, my thing is, if the kids, one solution, if the kids cannot, behave like just a civilized citizen, because there are some kids that are so bad, and the parents know they're bad, and they don't care.
Right.
Mhm.
Those are the
They
worst.
don't care. It's like ban those kids out of the school and let
Yes.
the parents teach them. That's
Yes.
a good solution, and it's realistic.
I like that
Your
solution.
child is so bad to where the teacher, like you said, Sirius K, get out. Put them out. If they get 3 put outs, 3 suspensions,
Mhm.
or whatever, ban them from school. Let the parent and then maybe then the parents, because I said, and you guys can challenge me on this. I said, first of all, for the kids who react a certain way consistently in the classroom, they're not getting taught nor raised at home. Y'all can challenge me.
Have anyone heard anything about the mother of that student?
No.
No.
You know what? She's probably happy. She's probably like, good for you, good. You deserve it. You know how,
Yeah.
when a child, I'm not saying I condone that at all, but you know how sometimes when a child is that bad and the mother is just sick of it, she's like, I'm glad that happened. So, because typically mothers will be going off and they'll be on the news, like, going into the school, and we had not heard anything, any type of report or anything on her. So she may be happy. I'd be like,
Yeah.
finally.
She may be, but look, that lady is out of a job. So,
Exactly.
what I'm saying? And then it's bad publicity on that school, on the principal.
Mhm.
And it's so many things you can say about that situation.
Yeah.
And then the solutions that can be put in place, it's going to fall back on what? The parents. And I think, it should. Because my child, he is a challenge. But let me get a report from the teacher. He knows.
Right.
He would tell the teacher, please don't tell my mom. Please don't tell my mom. Please, I'm sorry. What do I need to do?
Right.
She have told me.
Yeah.
The principal have said that to me. Let me tell you what your child did, and let me tell you what he told me. She told me the whole. So, if you're raising your child, you putting some fear of respect in them. They're not gonna, they may cut up a little bit, but they know their limits.
Yes.
They will know. Okay,
Yeah.
let me get it together because she meant your mom. So it's a lot to that. I intentionally put that fear in him. Hello. So moving on, let's get to the real deal of our show tonight.
And before we move on, happy birthday. I just want to read this comment. Sheila, hi Sheila. She said, just do not touch my kids, period. And she put the TTT.
That's right.
But I check mine always at home, school, church. It does not matter. And I teach mine home values because that's where it starts at home.
That's
and
right.
Karina said, period, with a T.
That's right. Wow. Nicole said it could have been a police officer. We must correct at home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. It starts at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
It starts at home, not the teacher. It starts at home. So why she up there, yay, or happy, like, well, that's what you get. Well, no, you need to get hit upside the head. Well, moving on, let's get into our topics tonight. We got some hot sizzling topics, fans. So let's get right into it. Oh wait, I don't want to take nobody line because it's a new show out, and you guys don't know her. I don't know, Kim, if you've seen it yet, but she let us say, let's get into it. But we're gonna move. Okay, so our first question tonight, HMV fans, y'all listen to this and certainly chime in. Do husbands use sex as leverage? Now, last week we talked about, do wives use, do we say why do wives, or is it okay for wives to use sex? So this week we're talking about the husband trying to hold a weenie, y'all, from us.
Oh my God.
How you gonna hold your wiener from me? Y'all tell me. Okay, YouTube, I'm not cussing because y'all
look.
So do y'all feel like husbands hold sex back, and then in a marriage, should we say in a relationship too? Boy,
Yeah.
Everybody's married.
the boyfriends hold sex back. So do y'all, is that normal? Like, I don't know.
Let's hear from the man.
Come
I would say it's rare. Men
Right.
like sex. Men would be upset and still have sex. Men are men are not like women. We kind of don't lead with emotions.
Uh-huh.
So it's a rare circumstance, but the wife, the girlfriend would have to have done something very extreme for a man to say, "I'm not giving you no sex." We're weak, and that's why that term came, "Men are dogs," quote unquote, because men are weak when it comes to sex. So it's a real circumstance. It can happen. I could mostly see that happening in marriage when two people have been together for a very long time, and it depends on what the wife. It had to be something very devastating to the husband or the boyfriend for them to say, "I'm not giving you no sex." Because I could be pissed at my girlfriend. You could be pissed, but if I come home, you're laying in lingerie. It's you're gonna break down the barriers. We're not as strong as women when it comes to that department. So that's my opinion on it.
Well,
Oh,
Sheila said, I'm sorry, I just want to say this because I love this right here. I would hate it for mine because I will buy me a dildo and a year's worth of batteries. Let's get it, boo. Yes, Sheila, yes.
Lord help us. Help us.
Look, I have the dildos and the batteries all packed up, all ready to go.
Oh my God. Serious. What do you think?
Wait a minute, I'm still giggling off of Happy Bill's intro to the topic when she was like, "Oh, that ain't holding the weenie." Wait a minute, we can do it, but you can't do it. That's always like how I can do it, but you can't do it. But anyway, y'all already know my stance. Y'all know my stance from last week. So me, I'm not holding out. And for a man to hold out, I would be very worried about that because to me that means he has somebody else,
He's
or
getting
maybe
someone else. Yes.
it's over and he's done now. So since I'm not a man, I asked my husband, I'm like, why do men hold out? He was like, I don't know. I ain't never, done it. I don't. I said, well, so I'm thinking from a woman's perspective. So I'm like, okay, so if I make you mad, would you hold out? He said, no, I said, okay, I wouldn't either. So I'm just, should be on the same page. He's like, yeah. But yeah, that would be very unfortunate. I would be mad.
Unfortunate.
Who's that, Sheila? Now, Sheila, I don't know. He might have to call the police because I might have to rape my husband.
You know what, Kim? You're not so reserved. That's all.
Okay, you too. She did not mean that comment.
Oh, she meant it.
Well, it's my husband. He'll let me.
You
Well, you know what?
That's actually another topic. Can
Huh?
you rape your girlfriend or your wife or your husband? That's another
Oh
topic.
my God.
It's just a joke, y'all. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
No, Kim, you serious. You serious. No, but listen, I had somebody hold out on me.
What was the reason?
So I don't like we were living together and I forgot what he was mad at, but he knew that, I love sex. So we were living together and had not talked for 2 whole weeks. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm just ready now. And I tried to get some from him. And he was just acting stupid. He was ignoring me. And he got to tell me, well, how you just going to sit up there and try to have sex and you don't even say sorry. You don't even communicate. You just come upstairs and try to get some. And I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I was pissed. And I tried. Like I did. I tried. I got on top. I did all types of stuff.
He's like, no, ma'am.
I said, what? And then,
He said no, ma'am.
Yeah, he said no. He told me no.
He must have been really mad at you. Well, what did you do? That's the question.
Right. What did you do?
I don't remember. I probably did something crazy. I probably did something crazy. I don't remember at all. You know what? My mouth was really bad back then. It's not. I'm better now, but I probably said something that really hurt his feelings. So I don't know. Maybe I said something or whatever, but he would not. Like he just was like, I'm not gonna do it. The next, like maybe like a few days later we did or whatever, but he wanted to talk it out. I'm like, Like, why are we gonna talk about?
So he was an
man.
emotional.
To me,
He was an
the
emotional
man.
man. Men are not normally that emotional.
But
Right.
typically, he's not like that, though. He's not that. He wasn't typically like that. I don't know what it was that got him that upset. I can't remember what it was that he was so upset where he could not. Because I guess he felt like I ignored him for so long.
He
So
probably
he's
had
like,
more
okay,
responsibilities on the side.
no, I didn't think so at the time. No, probably later on, yeah, but not at that time. No.
Oh wow. Well, I have not had that experience. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind that experience. I would like to see what it's like. I would. I mean, yeah, but I have not had that experience where I could, well, he was trying to hold back. There were some nights I wish he, what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I mean, as a working wife, mom, you're sometimes, come on, women, let's keep it real. Horny toes can be serious. You are tired at night sometimes, and you just want to turn over and go to sleep. Now, Sheila, I know you're gonna disagree with me. Sheila, I would have busted open and got my dildo and do my thing.
And that's what I did. Matter of fact, that's actually what made him give in eventually. Because I did go back and try again, and I took out my toy in front of him.
In front of him.
So let me ask you this,
bold.
Shapan, let me ask you this. So when you in a relationship, in a serious committed relationship, when your significant other get out their toy, do that turn you on? Like, I mean, because you're like, wait, I'm
If it's
here with the weenie, and she gonna sit over there.
I mean, I don't want to walk. It depends. It can be a turn on. I guess it depends on the situation. Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be home and just walk in on you playing with your toy. Like, I'm here. Like, what's the point of me? Like I would kind of feel insulted. I would feel a little insulted. But if you're like, babe, watch me, and I know what's about to go on, I'll be okay to watch. I'm a freak. But I don't want to walk into you doing it. And I think it's weird. Like, if we're arguing and you want to have sex, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna just use my toy. I think that's kind of awkward.
I had a friend, and she said,
it might turn me on though. I don't know. When you hear that vibrating in the next room, you might be like, "What's going on?"
I had a friend, and she said she walked in on her husband quite a few times. Masturbating. Yeah, she was upset. She had asked me, she was upset about it, and I guess because they weren't having sex often. So she was like, well, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do. But join in there.
I got put out one time for masturbating. It was late at night. It was late, and I was,
disclaimer.
We was having a fight. I was on the couch, and I was kind of horny. I said, let me just, I need to go to sleep. Let me just
I'm like, oh, Lord.
hit one out. And
okay. Okay.
And she woke up like, what the hell are you doing over there? It was dark. I had the lights out, but I had my headphones on, so I was like, okay. But they sort of flipped the light to the camera, and they woke up like, what the hell are you doing?
It will be kind of creepy.
And I was like, well, I got caught in it. We got to a big fight. I got put out.
Okay.
I didn't think I did anything wrong. It was late. I was on the couch. I said, we're not speaking. Am I supposed to just get in the bed and have sex? I want to. I don't know, child. I got put out.
It is sometimes easier especially when it's late. It is sometimes easier to just go ahead and take care of yourself. And,
yes.
So, because when you with a significant other, you got to get them in the mood. You kind of got, you got to find them. You got to do extra work. So sometimes if it's late at night, it's just easier. Just take care and just y'all can catch up in the morning.
Just tap them on the shoulder. Say, hey, wake up. What's hard about that?
Serious K.
You still have to get yourself. You still have to get yourself all worked up. So might as well. Hey, you wake up.
Let me just say this. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to like and share on Facebook. Please put a disclaimer up on your like and share on your share. This is this is for adults' ears only. I did say that this is a wild and out. You think this is a rough topic? Just wait till you hear the topics that's coming up. However, I do want to say this though. I personally think that, and I'm going to speak on the marriage. I think toys are healthy in marriage. I don't know about dating because you guys are dating. There's really no commitment. You can just walk away, although they do that in marriage too, too nowadays. However, there's a little bit more responsibility and accountability behind marriage. But I think toys are healthy in a marriage, especially if you've been together for a minute, for a while, or if you love to come together and relate to one another, have relations. I think that it's good to put a little spice. It's always encouraged to put a little spice in the bedroom, and the bedroom is undefiled. That's between you and your other. So that's none of our business. However, and whatever it takes, I think if you want to dress up like the nurse or the runaway person, whatever. In that, you're the 50 Shades of Grey person. They had some. That guy was all into the crazy stuff. But just don't hurt each other. We're not encouraging to hurt one another because although we love sex, some may look like it rough, raw. Some may like it soft and nice. And it's all good, whichever way.
Well, your significant other do not, and you do.
What, don't like raw? I mean, I'm sorry.
I was not about to push it down the back of me, Shalonda.
I mean,
they don't like. Oh Lord.
We'll be right back after this. What if they don't like it rough?
Yeah, like what if? Oh, hi, Trina, baby. She said, Patrina Campbell said, I haven't done role playing yet. Nicole, she said, laugh my booty. Karina said, be a slave. She said, be a slave and a slave master. All right now. But what if your your significant other, whatever, like what if you like it rough, like you like to be choked or whatever, and that other person do not.
Shalonda, are you drinking?
Let's carry on.
She was like, you know what? This topic is too much.
I'm kind of hot where I'm at now. I need to put the fan away.
Look, the whole thing of water.
But so what if that person doesn't?
Right. Like say like if you like it rough somewhat and the other person does not. Like, do you just kind of go along with that person does not like it that way? Or do you kind of just maybe ease them into it? Or like, how do you work with that?
You got to ease them into it.
Yeah.
You got to start off with a slight choke. It can't be like a hard choke. And by the third session, you can.
That's right.
I gotta hear Kim. Serious K.
No, I'm just saying you gotta be careful with that because you might get slapped. So yeah, if the guy ain't talked about it, it's like stuff like that. You have to talk to a person about that because reflexes is like, oh wait, you done popped them upside the head. So you gotta let me know what you doing there.
Yeah.
I have a question. We're completely off topic, but why do females put condoms on dildos? I'm sorry. I see it and I'm like, why? It's your personal dildo. Why you put a condom on it?
Right, unless you let someone use it. I mean,
well, actually, that is sanitary in a sense because it's like because with dildos they do have cleaning material for it. Because you have it sitting around, you got to constantly be washing it, or you got to use certain materials to wash it with. And she probably feels safer, like it's probably sanitary to just put,
She don't want to wash it.
I mean, I wash mine all the time, and I have a little sachet for it. A big sachet, a little sachet, medium size.
Oh my God.
So, but I mean, I mean, everybody's different. Like, I don't necessarily like the dildos that you put inside. I kind of like it on the outside a little bit. So everybody,
Oh, that's another topic for me.
Yes.
Yeah, my only thing for bringing up the topic about the healthiness with the
What
toys
the-
is that if you want a little spice in the relationship, it's okay, to have a toy or two. But I just want to highlight real quick on the liking it rough. Um, it's things. It's okay to try new things. And when they speak, maybe that's too much information. I was going to talk about the choking part, but we'll talk about that, offline. Anyway,
You know what? I was just gonna say, the after show.
yeah, we'll talk about
Something
that
that
after
you
show.
said. Yeah, the after show. Yeah.
Yes, honey, because I got some things on the choking.
Oh.
And it ain't bad. But anyway, moving on, y'all. Let's move on to the next topic. Is it okay to date while, and listen to the question, people, is it okay to date while divorcing? So, not to say, is it okay to date while you're divorced? Because you're divorced, of course. But while you're in the process of getting a divorce, do you think it's okay to pull him or her into your madness? Because most of the time, and I'm not saying all, but most of the time, many divorces are kind of messy. We've seen it all in the media, especially with the well-known folks, as well as knowing, from friends and families, a lot of divorces can be messy. So, do you think that it's right for that other person to be pulled into your saga, your divorce, your messy divorce, or your messy divorce saga? Do you think that's okay? Tell me what you think, Stefan.
If it's a messy divorce, no. It's kind of like when you have a crazy baby mother, baby father, and you're bringing your new boyfriend, and the baby father popped up at the house, and he's fighting your boyfriend, slashing tires. It's definitely unfair for you to bring someone into that situation, knowing who you're dealing with or knowing the type of situation you're in.
Yeah.
If it's a normal, decent divorce, to me, divorce means I'm single. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm divorcing, I'm single now. I know divorce takes time, maybe a year, a couple of months. I'm not really sure how long, but I'm not gonna be lonely and single until the divorce is final. To me, once we sign those papers that we're getting divorced, I am single and I'm free to date.
Okay. What do you think, Queen A?
I don't agree with dating while you're separated. I
Divorce, not separated.
I mean,
No,
well, no,
because you're divorcing. You're not. It's not
yeah,
over. It's not finalized.
Fine.
And
right.
sometimes divorces can take. Going through a divorce can take years.
Years. I guess you're gonna play with your toy for 4 years, Kanine, for 2 years.
No. Well, first of all, I mean, this was years ago when I was married to my ex-husband, and we were separated for years. And I was dating, I was involved. I also got engaged as well. So back then, it wasn't a big deal to me. But I met someone online, and he was going through a separation, and it was too much drama. Like I did like him, but it was too much drama involved in it because he was still dealing with things with the kids. He was still going back and forth to court. And at times he would bring up that conversation, when I'm trying to get to know him and he's talking about his ex. I don't want to hear that. So, I wanted to hear us, how we going to work together and date or whatever. So, no, I don't.
Yeah. Serious K. What do you think?
Uh, I would not advise it. So y'all know I've been married before. I'm married now, but I've been married before. So I've been through divorce. And going through the divorce, it was, he wasn't around. It wasn't any mess. So, but I did date this guy while going through a divorce. And guess what? I already knew it wasn't going to work out. I knew it because I knew that I wasn't supposed to be dating anybody, being still married, although I was in whole nother place and my ex-husband was somewhere else, and
Yeah.
we both was like, hey, it's over, we agree, and this and that. But I knew because I know that I knew that I wasn't supposed to be dating while still being married. I knew that relationship wasn't going anywhere, but I don't know if it's because I needed somebody to talk to or what it was, but I was like, okay, yeah, I'll date you. We were having fun and having a good time. And I think he thought that it was going to go further. He really did. But I already knew that I didn't want to pursue that. And I knew that it wasn't going to work out. And it did not work out. So I wouldn't advise it.
And we have one of our HMV fans, Nicole. She says, "No, you're still married. Feelings sometimes haven't been resolved," which is an absolutely true statement. And divorces can take as quick as a couple of months, the norm, which is a couple of months, or as long as 1 to 2 to 3 years. It just really depends on the dynamics of the separation, the stuff that's between the two and just everything. So, my stance on that would be to absolutely, no. And I have been, I have been in a situation, I definitely have been in a situation like that. And like Serious K say, you already know it's not going to work. Majority of the time, it does not work. And we see that a lot. And it's like, yeah, you do, Shafan. I totally understand. You do want to kind of move on with your life, and you're like, you want to be with someone, you kind of want to be romantic with that person, or whatever the case may be. But that person does not deserve the saga that you would bring into his or her life. It's not fair to that person, because it can get very messy. Or they can be very calm and it's over. But usually if it lasts longer than the norm, it's messy. Because it can be as simple as signing the papers. And
I would piggyback and say, I don't think you should get into a serious relationship while you're divorcing. Dating, going to the movies, entertaining someone else. I'm totally okay with it. I'm not gonna say, okay, I have a girlfriend and I'm still divorcing, so I'm not gonna jump into a serious relationship. But I definitely would date. And maybe it's just a man thing. I think women, when it comes to certain things, are more stricter. They're like, oh, I think, and y'all self-conscious, y'all telling yourself y'all still married until divorce is final. Men are, we tend to be a little bit less attached to certain departments. So we're kind of like, oh, well, my wife is divorcing me. I'm single. A woman would say, okay, I'm still married. I'm going to divorce.
Right.
And a lot of times too, women take a while to kind of get over, certain things. And it's like, and we like to talk about what we have been experiencing and going through. Whereas men, they may not talk about it a bit, but maybe not as much. But I do believe that men is not as attached. Some men, because I have met someone who's been very attached to the past. But go ahead. Are you so happy though?
No, I was just going to say that, and that person how is that person emotionally? That's very attached. My point exactly.
He's very emotionally unavailable.
So it's mostly men that, would pretend or to seem as though they're moving on and they're ready to move on. Well, who they're moving on with? Us.
What's funny? It's a double standard. A man could move on, but he don't want you to move on. Like he's like, you're still, how dare you? You're still married. We're not divorced yet. Meanwhile, he's out dating.
Yeah. True story. Hashtag true story, Shafan. Trust me.
I love the Animal Channel, right? How do you know?
Animal Channel.
I don't know. I have an obsession with animals.
I love it too. Me too.
Right. So I don't want to have one, but I have an obsession with watching the Animal Channel. So I was watching how the males were interacting with the women. So it's funny, and this is how some men are typically. And the males, they were, they were fighting, like don't come near the females at all. But they were sitting up there messing around with all the other females. Yes. But the minute you come near that one, is a whole showdown.
Yes.
And they didn't want anybody else coming near that female. But yet, they, like the gorillas, like for instance, gorillas. It was the big gorilla that you could not. You had to stay away from whoever they had marked, whoever they've been with sexually, and they couldn't be with nobody else. But yet the gorillas will the whole damn kingdom they will have sex with, and nobody else could touch them once they mark them. And it's like that with men. It's like they put a mark on it, and they don't want them
Territorial.
to be right to be involved with any other man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnetic vortex renaissance. Wow, I like that. Magnetic vortex said for a large percentage of women, marriage is like landing a dream job. Wow. Then a couple
Wow.
of years later,
I like that.
demanding half ownership. Damn right. In the business that hired you.
Wow.
Family law overwhelmingly favors women. Hmm.
Wow.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, definitely. I want to read this. I forgot about. I wish I could have this displayed, but I'm going to read it now. This is a true. Hey fans, this is a true comment from a female, from a wife. I got this comment from a friend. One of my friends' ex reached out to her on Instagram, DM'd her, and wanted to get with her. And he stated that he's going through a divorce. And so my friend was like, no. I do not want to go out to dinner or anything with you. I do not want to get involved because, you need to clear your situation. You need to either become free, or work out your situation. I'm not in that. I'm not going to get off into that. So guess what? The wife saw the messages between the supposedly divorcing husband and my friend. And so I asked, can I please share this comment? It kind of solidifies what you said, Shafine, about, sometimes a lot of time women, they're not thinking, divorcing, even while going through it. And that's why it just continues to validate why you should not, unless it's a clear, unless, like I say, you can get divorced within those couple of months. It's clear, it's final, it's over. But dragging the other person into your saga, absolutely not. And I just want to read what she said to my friend. She said, from woman to woman, thank you, blank, and the blank is not a cursing word. I'm just not going to call the name. Thank you, blank, for putting my husband in his place. Most women and underage girls he seeks out don't do what you've done, and they are just simply misled. I pray that the person you are dating is as faithful and respectful as you have been before God, in secret and in honor of my marriage. Thank you for not participating in any adulteress. Now that is an argument out of this world. No, I don't even know what would be the little small percentage that would believe that you're committing adultery when you're dating someone that's still married. But anyway, thank you for not participating in any adulterous activities with my husband. Despite it all, your integrity has increased my faith to keep trusting God despite the mistreatment. I'm encouraged to continue to remain committed to God and my marriage until the Lord says it's over. Love you as a sister in Christ. Now, granted, we see that in her comments that she is a believer. She's a believer. So there may be some that may not be as faithful, in their Christian walk or as spiritual as this particular person. And they're trusting and believing and hoping that God can restore their marriage. While her husband is out there saying it's a wrap, I'm over, I'm done. And I just want to say this, HMV fans, it is certainly possible. If you do not believe me, you can Google or YouTube videos to see testimonies where marriages have been restored. And I'm sure you probably have heard, here and there, have seen people, you probably know people, you probably have fans or friends where they were getting a divorce. We see it all the time. And somebody had a change of heart. So it's so many reasons of why you should not date, like get into a serious committed relationship with a person that is still attached to someone else. There's so many repercussions behind it. You may be okay now, but trust me, how you got that person, more than likely you will lose them that same way. That is just a universal law that you, me, none of us on here can change. So I would definitely think twice about that, getting involved in that, because that's a lot of drama, that's a lot of pain, that's a lot of hurt, and you don't even have to take part in.
Yes.
And you know what?
Your life. Go ahead, serious case.
I was gonna just say real quick. I know we got to move on to the next topic, but you know, and what stood out to me was when she said the women that he normally seek out.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? He has been cheating on his
Yes.
wife for a while with
Yes.
different women, and he was trying to pull her in, and so that's extra drama. So she probably would have had some DMs from some other women that thought that they were his woman because he's supposed to be getting a divorce. So you have to be careful when you get into that type of mess because you don't know who else they seeking out.
That's right.
Can I just piggyback off that really quick?
Yes, yes.
If she's saying that, she's thanking the person for not engaging with the I guess her divorced husband. They're divorcing, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, why is she going through the trauma? Like, obviously he's interacting and pursuing multiple women based on her statement. So I think at this point she should just let it go. She shouldn't be or tied down to thanking another woman for not entertaining the husband. She should just let it go at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. She definitely should. I mentioned that before. I think when we was having our, call about, many people, just because you're believing and, you're praying and seeking, and this is not to, tamper with anyone's faith. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. You have witnesses here on the show. You can trust and believe. I trust and believe, and it just may not be meant.
Yes.
God has someone better. If you're praying and trusting and seeking God for that, and it just don't work out, not because, well, God don't want to bless you, or God don't want. That's the thing. He wants to bless you, so He's moving the junk, the trash out of your life, so that your king can walk into your life, and you can be blessed and you can be favored. But that particular person that you have is not for you, and if they are not for you, then they are trash. What do you do with something that's not for you? You throw it away. So those of you that make it upset just because he didn't want you, to me that person is trash. But yes, it does. They trash to you because whatever is not good for you, whatever you don't want, you get rid of. Right? Am I right?
Yeah. Let me say this: magnetic. Oh, I was okay. She just put it up. Magnetic vortex resonance. A recent Brookings Institute poll shows women initiate 84% of divorce. Let
Is
that
that true?
sink in.
Oh wow.
Well, it says
Well,
the poll shows that women
Well, it
initiate.
makes sense because men are stupid.
Yeah. Thank you, Shafan. Thank you so
We
much.
are.
But you know what? When my ex-husband, we were separated for like I think about 8 years, and he didn't even care to like divorce. He just would have kept it going, and I was the one who went and
It's
filed for
sad.
divorce. But I want to say this: even though you throw it, you do whatever you don't want, you throw it away. But I believe any person you come into contact with is to teach you a lesson.
You're right.
And people heal and it's like, and the one thing I've learned, when you're ready to throw it away is because you have learned the lesson. If you do not throw it away and you hold on and you attach yourself to it, then that means that you still got to go through those lessons. You still have to learn some things that, because I know I've been in relationships where it was so hard to let go. And it's because I didn't want to face certain things. And I needed to learn a lesson, but it was not until I let go where I identified what I had to learn, what I got from it. And then I was ready to just get rid of it. And it was hard to walk away, but sometimes it's better to walk away. And you get the lesson from it. So I remember, Happy, but I'm not going to put your business out there, but I remember you and I having a conversation, and I was like, okay, what's your lesson, from this whole experience in your marriage? And she getting mad at me. I mean, she cursing me out. I mean, she put me through it. I mean, the girl would rebuke me. Everything. And I'm like, I ask questions, but it's like, well, and she get mad at me like, well, is it okay to say that? Say it, Happy Will.
Say what?
No, I'm not. No. I'm talking about this experience, like the conversation. I'm not going to get into your personal business.
No.
Okay.
No, just know that when I tell y'all I have firsthand experience in this, the woman saying what she said, because I said, I didn't say the same thing. Mine was opposite. I reached out to the lady that my past was messing around with, and she was one of the typical mistresses, going off, and we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was yet still, after I cursed her out and read her up and down as the grandmother she was. Notice I say grandmother, being a mistress. That should tell y'all something. As the grandmother she was, as the grandmother, literally as the grandmother she was, I read her up and down, sideways, backways, or whatever. And yeah, he and I are not together anymore, and they're not either. However, I was just like this lady, praying and believing and trusting. Now, it didn't work for me, but it doesn't mean that it will not work, for the next person.
Yes.
Because everybody is different. So it doesn't mean he just wasn't. God knows that I deserve better. So point blank, period. Put a stamp on it and do a twerk with it.
And you know that you deserve better. Not just
That's Mary had a little lamb. Okay. So
Mary had a little lamb.
Lamb, honey. Okay.
Shalonda and Shafan, y'all should do a battle on twerking.
Oh Lord, I'm ready.
Oh, we'll do it this summer.
Okay.
We'll do it probably June.
We'll do
July.
a special. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have some. But anyway,
Series K, you gonna join in on twerking? You gonna join in?
Series K, like, girl, you crazy?
Girl, y'all will put me out. Like, block her screen, blank, turn it black.
We love you, ladies. I see a few fans say that they have to. I don't know. I think Sheila says she had to go, but she'll tune in next week. Karina, I don't know if she's just saying good night because we said something crazy, but I see she's saying good night. Rail said you're absolutely right, and Magnetic said I wouldn't advise young men and women to marry nowadays.
I agree.
Not getting married. Not getting married in your 20s, 30s is like missing out on buying the last ticket for the Titanic. Oh wow! I mean Titanic. You heard what I said, y'all? Titanic.
So he's saying to marry. So she's saying to marry. So she's saying it's best to get married.
It's best. No, it's
not getting married. Not getting married in your 20s or 30s. It's like missing out on buying the last ticket for the Titanic.
Okay, you see.
That's look, too long. Marriage takes maturity. You got to be mature to be married. You can't be getting married in your 20s and 30s.
And
you're still trying to club and party, and
And that's what happened when I got married young, and it didn't work because you're still growing into yourself. You're still learning about yourself, and as you grow, you may want something different outside of who you're with.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it has been marriages that has last. Like Karina, matter of fact, our cousin, she's been married since she was 18. I'm pretty sure she had ups and downs in her marriage, but they're still together for a long.
Oh,
so that's so I commend them on that, and I'm pretty sure it was challenges, but I really commend them on that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's
good night, Magnetic. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. I think it's good to marry probably closer to your 30s, like kind of like once you mature a little bit, in your 20s. And I say that like between 28 and 30, if you're with someone, you want to settle down and get married, that's your plan, to settle down and get married, because, you do want to have a family. Most married couples, there are young people now that ain't into the kids and stuff. That's great. That's fine. Not a problem. But those that are into, having a family, I think, between that age of 28 and 30, building that life so you can have that kid at least by 35, trust me. Woo! Because you're going to be in your 40s and they still going to be little. It's going to be a hot mess. So I'm going to tell you, trust me from experience.
I did want a child, though. Remember? You tried to talk me out of it.
Lord have mercy. Oh,
I was
say
now
something.
I'm 44 and I now no. But at 40, I kept saying I wanted another child. So
Mm-mm. Serious K, would you want another child?
Oh, girl, no. The
You said
Lord knew
no?
what he was doing. When he cut that line, when he cut that off, he knew what he was doing. Oh,
Shop
Serious
out.
K, do
no.
you have one? How many kids do you have? May
Yeah, I
I
have
ask?
two. I have a girl and
Two?
a boy. He
Okay,
blessed
that's a
me
good number.
real good.
Yeah, two. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shop out, you want kids?
I do actually. I want just one,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of feel like I missed that mark because I'm like so busy right now and just thinking about myself and being selfish. So I think if I was to have it, I'll probably have one out there in the world somewhere. But if I was to, I feel like if I was to actually be a father, it would have happened already. And I'm 37 now, so I'm not. I do though. I want one. I want a child,
You
a
do.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
hey,
Oh,
men is 60 having kids.
oh God, yes. Y'all just have at it. That's all I can say with the kids. We have
Yeah.
time. Do you think we have any time to squeeze in that last question, or have we just completely run out of time?
That last topic.
That last,
Real quick answers.
real quick answer, y'all.
That
We'll
one is
move to
real
no
quick.
thesis, a Queen A. Okay.
I've
so,
been good.
so the question is, or the topic is, would you date or marry someone who makes a lesser income than yourself? So let's say if you were a six-figure person and the person who you are in a relationship with and you want to just spend your life with them, or you're married, ready to marry, or willing to date, in a committed relationship, you're six figure and they're 50, 40,000 a year, maybe 50,000 a year. Let's say they may touch the peak of even 60. You're well into your six figures. Would you commit to that person to death do you part? I'm listening. It's real quiet.
I definitely would.
Real quiet.
I have a bad habit of trying to elevate people.
Oh,
Like yeah, like I do. It's in me. Like I like to feed the poor. Like I'm into like taking on a person from where they're at and bringing them to a higher place in life.
yeah.
And I actually enjoy it. So I definitely would. You definitely have other requirements you have to meet if you're making way less than me. Obviously, you have to be attractive, you have to be sexy, you have to have sex appeal, and you definitely have to have a great personality, and you have to drive.
Right.
And we can work it out.
Gotcha. Great answer. Experience K.
No, for men, I see men they usually do. They don't mind dating women, younger. So I see where I can see him saying that. Women that make less for. Anyway, I've been there. I would never ever do it again. And I'm down for seeing the potential ever. Never, ever, never. I'm down for seeing the potential. I can see your potential and try to work with you and all that old kind of stuff. But listen here, let me tell you, when those bills start rolling in and they using all your water, your electricity, eating up all your food, and you can't keep up, no, I can't do
Ain't
But
gonna
what
be
if
no, I
what if you
have
say
been
I'll pay
there.
the cable bill?
I can't do it.
excellent
You can't
answer, Experience K.
playing the PlayStation all day and
I don't have a
Oh,
bill.
but I can look. Oh, but I can cook. Oh, like Shaw was saying, maybe they bring something that I don't need a maid. I need a man.
Oh,
No, I can. I mean, I ain't saying, he can make like maybe 10,000 less. But come on now, you can't be making 20 and I'm making, you know,
so he can't be working at McDonald's.
triple or quadruple that. No, I can't do it.
Well, I would say, so this is very interesting. So I would probably date someone with less, but it depends on how much. But say for instance, if I make 100K and he's making 50, that's not going to work because then
It's not.
no, because then I take on the dominant role of being a man.
Y'all women are
And,
mean.
huh?
Y'all women are mean.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like seriously, like if I made 100K and he made 80, 90, then that's okay. But if he making half of what I'm making, he's not and then it's like then I got to step up and pay the majority and the bulk of the bills.
Mhm.
So it's like then I'm playing the man role. I'm playing the dominant role. So,
Right.
but I would say this: men who usually make that's not always true. That men that make less, they have more time. But I know someone. She
You should
has
have said something else. I was going to say they having good sex.
oh, what that too. Matter of fact,
I was gonna
that
say
is a
that.
fact. That
Okay,
is
go
a
ahead.
fact. By the way, I'm not gonna get into it. But I know someone. She has she's on her way to getting her doctorate. She has a master's degree. Excellent job, and her husband. Her husband is a janitor at Arby's, and they are in
Not
their
at
50s.
Arby's.
Yes,
I didn't know they
but
had janitors.
they clean the bathroom and stuff. It's not funny, y'all. It's
Right.
not funny, but he
I'm
got a
sorry.
job though. But I mean,
Yes.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm just trying to tell myself that. But but she every time I talk to her about it, she say that it works for them. I mean, she loves him, he loves her, but she is paying the majority of the bills, and she's dedicated to her husband. She like, look, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna figure this out. But
That
in a
sister
sense,
ain't being real. I'm sorry.
huh?
It seemed like y'all.
She ain't being real. She ain't telling the whole deal.
That's what I feel like, that she's not right.
So do you think those old-fashioned beliefs are still embedded in females that a man should be the provider?
Well,
Hell to the yeah. Say,
I'm a experience HMV fans experience. Listen to me. Through experience, not through somebody telling me, but this is through experience. Hell no. Hell no. I am not dating. I am not marrying. Listen to what I say. No more. No, no,
and
no.
see, and that's
Hell
only from
no.
experience, right?
You see what
Now,
Nicole Green said? She said
Marrying no one who makes less than me. No more. No.
Nicole Green said she married the heart, not the wallet.
yeah, see, and that's good. Now, I
That's
do
a
love
good one.
that
That's a good one. But
because
look, you know
It's
what my
a
mama used to say?
endless marriage.
Wait,
You
what
got
mama
to take
used to
your
say?
mind
What mama
and
used
your
to say?
heart in it.
I can't call the electric company and say, hey, but I got love.
But I got
No
love.
money, but I
I'm in
got love.
love.
They're gonna say click.
So I have a question. I know it's time to go, but so let's say he was making more than you and he lost his job and now he's
oh,
making less than you. Would you work with that? Like,
of
and it'd be
course,
like,
oh yeah, we
okay.
already in a
Yeah,
relationship. We
yeah,
already there.
definitely. Oh
Why
yeah.
should you put the picture up?
So you're
I
not
can't
gonna leave your husband if he?
no,
No, you're not.
no,
No, you're not.
no, I'm not. Oh, of course not. Now I
Yeah,
can't what I'm saying is now if I'm with you, we doing good and we thriving and something happens, yeah, of course, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna have your back. But I'm
yes,
not gonna
yes,
go pick up no joker that ain't got nothing.
Mhm.
exactly.
Um,
No.
And
um,
but that's the thing with, and I'm not gonna say all black men are like this, but that's the thing sometimes. Like we, black women. Shalon, put down the damn paper. Black women have been taking care of men a lot,
Right.
and
Yes.
and it's like we at that point where we're tired of it. We're tired of dealing with men that just won't come correct. So
right.
because of that, like we just fed up with certain things. So we may have a certain mindset, like he got to come with this, and we may have high standards because we just fed up with what's been going on for so long. So but I have been there before where he made less.
Yeah.
I agree with women. Y'all need to stand your ground. You know, men, they play with your emotions. When it comes to finances, stand your ground.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Shout
Give and take.
you.
Yeah.
That is so true, though. Like I said, just through experience, it ain't happening over here for me. You got to take your mind, your brain, your head, whatever you want to call it, into your marriage along with your heart. I have been down there, have been madly in love, and I'm talking. I would jump. I would be like on Coming to America. I would
Yeah.
head over heels in love. So and yeah, nothing to bring. you know.
But you know what? It's about like one thing I would say this before I know we ended is compromising. Like if you talk it out, you can work through anything in a relationship. If the woman is making more, he's making less. I mean, that's doable. It can work. But it's all about on the face. It's all about communication and knowing where you all work, what you are working towards, and what you have planned for your life together.
You
It's like
know,
that's when you do that. That's when you can begin to make things work in the marriage. Whether he's making more, whether you're making more, but it's about compromising together and just coming up with a plan together. And you can say, okay, I pay half, you pay half, or whatever works for your marriage. It may be where like I was gonna say Shalonda, but sorry, Shalonda, but it may be where a woman wants a man to pay everything. It may, but it's all about how you all work it out together and what's your plan for that marriage together.
Yeah. Yeah.
for real men, they don't mind paying everything. I need some real men. If we had some to chime in on that, Shop out, you better chime in on that. You better chime. Real men don't mind paying for everything.
I agree.
They
I
really
think
don't. They don't mind. But
you're
if
right.
your wife want to kind of jump in there and help out, that's cool too. It's nothing wrong with that. And I think that concept is great, Queen A, when you say talk it out in the beginning, because you never know. Guys may have a plan, men may have a plan to create or to start some type of business while you're young. Okay, not at 50, but want to start a business, you're in your 20s or whatever, you want to start this business, and you got to put a lot of money out into that business. That's okay, but we damn near 50, and you talking about you want someone to help you continue to build, to build this dream that you've been building for 20 years. You might need to change up dreams, work on that other dream. Or so I'm just saying.
But look, but you're right in what you're saying. But is it okay for women to do that? Because men, like, think about this, like men.
It's okay for women. Women start living after the kids are grown. Am I right or wrong?
Right, but listen, but think about this. Like
That's the double standard again.
Like, right, because you're right. Like, okay, you don't want to, like, a man, and people start whenever 50, 60, they start their business or dream, whatever. Not saying you're leaving your job, because he can have a well-off bank account and ready to leave for the business.
Right.
Right, but I'm saying,
yeah.
So in that, so it's like, so is it okay for a man to want to build a dream at 50, and a woman, like, say a woman, and she want to leave her job or whatever, and she want to build her dream, and she's married? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, why is that okay?
It's okay because the man. Do y'all say that y'all are the head of the house? Are men the head of the house?
We like to consider ourselves as
are men head of the household?
Men like to consider themselves as the head of the house. Yes.
Right. They are the head of the household. Who is supposed to take care? If something were to happen and Jesus meet us at the door, he knock on the door. When he asks for the head of the household, and when he say, "Why are y'all starving?" Who is he gonna talk to? Serious K. Why are you starving?
He's starting at the house. He's starting.
I think the woman may be.
But wait. But let me say this.
Head of the house.
Wait. But listen. Another thing is, and I agree, like, a man should be a head of the household. But remember, the North, we think very different from how you all think in the South. Like, I do believe a man. No, seriously. Like, I do believe, because it's like y'all have very strong values in terms of how man and woman should be in a marriage, and I have strong values, but the way we think, because in the North we were used to doing things half because it's so damn expensive. So like, we were used to doing things in half, and we were okay with that.
And may I piggyback with a Kaneen in the North as well? Women tend to be more independent as well.
Right.
Yeah. So they're like, I don't need you. I could do it myself. So
they like that down here too.
Yeah, we really are.
They're like that in the South too.
But I think no matter how independent you are as a woman, no matter how much you make, I think every woman appreciate a man taking charge and making them feel like, okay, he got me,
Yes,
we do.
And then especially like people say I'm very independent, but it's like, if I have a man that will step up and want to be there, like, I don't have to be. I mean, I probably mean to be independent, but I won't be as like so independent or whatever, because I feel reassured and I'm comfortable that he's stepping up and he wants to do certain things, and we do things together. But
And
I would say this, yeah. But I would definitely say the
And
North and South,
that's
we
not a
do things
north or
very
south
different.
thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's this day and age thing.
yeah,
Right.
Like this day and time, you have a lot of, because me, I was very independent before my husband. I still have a little bit of that, I'm working on it. But yeah,
yeah,
we can be very, especially like when you have kids young and then you were a single parent, you had no choice but to be
absolutely.
independent because,
Absolutely.
so
Me
yeah.
the same way. I've always been extremely successful in my career, six figures, and got married, and and
It
things
was
went
south.
south, left, whatever. You know where, when I tell you it's just another sad love song, you know what, things change, and um, everything you guys are saying are true and valid. And I think it's great that women are. I think I would say that I'm so independent now. I never thought I would reach this platform of independence. I was independent then, but it was just me. I was just a career girl, woman, successful. I had no kid, no nothing, no trauma. It seemed like I'm married, but so I was just doing my thing. I didn't have to be like, oh, well, but and then that's another thing. But I was young too, so experience bring wisdom and
But you
understanding.
know, when you get
And
older, like you become that, like say as women, and Happy Bill, you and I had this conversation before. Like you said, now I understand why you're so career driven. Because
yeah,
it's like when you're single, you're like you so want to just reach the top and you're on your own. So you get into this mindset of used to kind of being there on your own, doing things on your own, becoming so independent, like you always on the grind. And it's like your whole mind just becomes about career and success and everything, because it's like we had to become that way,
yeah,
so of course if a man come into my life and he's like willing to like support as well as me support him in whatever way we choose together or whatever, then I can certainly be like a wife and
yeah.
and everything, but it's still in me to be successful and driven and stuff like that. So
Exactly. I think there should be balance. I think there should be understanding. I think both. It's common and it's right. And when I say right, because God put purpose in you and in him. And it's right that you two come together, bring your purpose together and pursue. And he should be as supportive to her as she is as to him.
yes,
And
yes.
he may be an engineer where she's a fashion designer. Some kind of way you guys can bring that in together. I don't know. But if you really look off into the mechanics of them both, they can somehow come together. And if not, just being a support, just being a cheerleading squad for one another means the world to one another. That means a lot when you got someone in your corner supporting you financially or supporting you, just emotionally, especially with business. That wears, y'all all know that wears on your psyche. Hello, that wears on your emotion. That wears on you financially, physically. It takes a lot to be independent, to be the boss. You
Oh
truly
God,
think
I know. Oh Lord.
boss. So somebody has got to hold that other end. And like I say, if that person wants to start his or her business at 50, you gotta best believe that they have money saved up, and they retired. Maybe they got a pension or whatever, or some type of big lump sum of money to where, because at 50, you're gonna be smart. You're not gonna be dumb. You're not gonna be dumb in your 20s. And in your 50s and say, hey, I'm just gonna start or whatever. But you're gonna be real smart when you make that move. And we know that. So yeah, that's the lie. So it should be fan Karina
Yeah.
say, I'm gonna get out of the house.
Oh yeah, Karina said, yeah, she did say that. But and Karina, and also like she said she'd had a house, but I wonder if she would, as she's always been the head of the house. Like, is that something where it just had to happen that way? Because it will happen that way sometimes, or not all the time, but
Yeah.
here and there that happens.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this has been a wonderful, wild and out show. So excited and so grateful and thankful for our special co-host. We love him. We love it when he comes every single time. Shah Fine, known as Shaheed Williams. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
No problem.
Great controversial topics.
Yes.
He likes to push the button to challenge us all.
Uh-huh.
Before we leave, I just want to say we do have a prize giveaway. So you that are on here watching and listening, speaking and talking, and you may not be saying that, you may even be a spectator. Oh, please, please, please type in a number in the chat, a number that I am thinking of, and it would be a number between 5 and 15. So any number between 5 and 15. So I'm talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Type it in the chat. We're going to call you out. We have a gift for you. And so a number between 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So from 5 to 15, type a number. We have a gift just for you. Type it in. Those that are listening, watching, spectating, hating. No.
6, 15, and 8.
So what numbers do we have?
We have. I said I was giving numbers. 6 and 13.
Do we have
heart minded boy? That's us.
any more numbers?
Okay, come on, y'all. Come on. Type some comments. We want to hear what your numbers are.
It's the people watching. We see you. We
Type
see
a
you.
number, y'all. Type a number. And let me check the Facebook because sometimes we don't see all of the chat for some reason.
Uh-huh. Okay, we
9,
have
7, 13.
See, I don't even see 9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9,
Rel
7.
Blackwood said 9.
Oh, okay. So drum roll. I was never good at music. So the number that I had written down, ladies and gentlemen, is the number 11.
11?
Yes, so whatever number is close to the number 11.
Rel Blackwood.
Wow.
Yes.
Bring it in.
Wait.
Oh, wait a
Nicole,
minute.
okay, it's a tie. It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Oh, is it?
Nicole has 13 and Rel has Blackwood.
You know what? She is.
I mean, I said Rel has Blackwood. You know what? Rel has 9, so it's a tie. So we gotta
13. You are. Oh, you was close, Karina probably like, you know what? Forget y'all.
so it's a tie between them. So we gotta ask them maybe another number possibly.
Okay, so
Between those two?
Yeah, between those 2. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so think. Okay, let me write it down. Ooh, this
A
might
number between 9 and 13.
Make it harder. Make it between 10 and 100.
10 and 100.
Oh no, we'll be here all night.
Oh, I guess
No. I'm just drawing. Just like
listen to hint, y'all. Karina can play too, because y'all, she's playing. She's participating. So, okay, guys. So, perfect number. Just think about it. I'm giving you a clue. So, this number is between 20 and 25. The perfect number.
20 and 25.
Between 20 and 25. Let me see a number between 20 and 25. The perfect number. That's alike. Perfect alike. Type a number in, Karina. She said
Nicole Green said 21. Rel, Karina, we want to hear for what's your number? Rel said 23.
Okay. Okay, so whoever got the closest to the number that
Karina said 21. Okay.
Nicole,
Nicole
a couple of winners tonight.
Oh, wait, Nicole said 21 again. Sorry, Karina did not respond.
She said 21.
She did. 21. Yes, she did.
Karina. Okay, so the perfect number that I wrote down was 22.
Okay, that's still too close.
You're close.
You guys are all winners. Nicole, Karina,
And Rel.
We got 3 winners. Nicole, we have missed 3 weeks of winners. Nicole, Karina, and Rel. Is it Rel? You all are winners. You are all close to 22. We got 21. How y'all gonna skip over 22? And 23. 22, perfect.
Well, Will said 23.
Yeah, yeah. So
Maybe
congratulations. Now, I want all three of y'all, Karina, Nicole, and Rail, to please send us an email. Nicole, we have your email information. So we will be emailing you. Karina said, yay! Send us an email, heartmindvoice show at gmail.com. Heartmindvoiceshow@gmail.com. This has been such an exciting show.
It has been.
I have fumbled over every other word that came out of my mouth. I promise you I'm not dumb. Maybe country, but I ain't dumb. So I'm from the South. So, but be sure to send us an email so you guys can get your gift. Send us an email so we have your email and we will send you the information of what to do. Again, Heart, Mind, Voice Show at gmail.com. We have some exciting gifts for you. Again, Heart, Mind, Voice Show at gmail.com. Please put that in the comments. We love you guys. This has been a great show. Shaheed, please come back real soon.
Yes, I will.
I'll be wilding out again. All right,
Yes.
y'all. Good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.